Have you ever noticed how quickly anger takes over your voice? How anxiety tightens your chest before you can stop it? Or how sadness arrives without warning and colors your entire day? You may have asked yourself, why do I feel this way? Or why can't I control my emotions like other people seem to? Most of us were never taught how to work with emotions. We were taught to suppress them, fear them, or let them explode. But Buddhism offers a quieter, wiser path, one that does not demand control through force, but mastery through understanding. This video is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming steady. It is about learning how to observe your inner storms without being swept away by them. About responding instead of reacting. About finding calm even when life presses hard against you. These are 6 Buddhist lessons to help you master your emotions. Gently, patiently, and with compassion. Listen slowly. Let each word settle. This is a conversation with the part of you that longs for inner control and lasting peace. Let us begin. Lesson 1. You are not your emotions. You are the one who observes them. One of the most important Buddhist teachings for emotional mastery is simple, yet life-changing. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness that notices them. Most emotional suffering comes from identification. When anger arises, we say, I am angry. When sadness appears, we say, I am sad. But Buddhism gently invites a shift in language and in perception. Instead of I am angry, try noticing anger is present. Instead of I am anxious, recognize anxiety is arising. This small change creates space, and space is where control begins. Emotions are temporary mental states. They arise due to conditions, thoughts, memories, physical sensations, external events, and they pass when those conditions change. The Buddha taught that everything conditioned is impermanent, including emotions. Yet when we believe emotions define us, we suffer twice. First from the emotion itself, and then from the story we build around it. Think of emotions like weather patterns moving through the sky. Storms may be intense, loud, frightening, but the sky itself is never harmed by the storm. You are the sky. Your emotions are the weather. When anger appears, it does not mean you are a bad person. When fear arises, it does not mean you are weak. When sadness visits, it does not mean you are broken. It means you are human. The practice begins with observation, not suppression, not indulgence. Observation. When an emotion arises, pause and gently ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Where do I feel it in my body? Is it tight, heavy, warm, restless? Do not judge the emotion. Do not argue with it. Simply notice it, as if you were watching a wave rise and fall in the ocean. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, sati, the ability to remain aware of what is happening without being consumed by it. When you observe emotions instead of merging with them, their power weakens naturally. You may notice something surprising. Emotions often soften when they are fully seen. Anger loses its sharpness. Anxiety loosens its grip. Sadness becomes quieter, less overwhelming. This does not happen because you force change, but because awareness brings clarity, and clarity brings calm. Here is a simple daily practice. When a strong emotion arises, silently say, I see you. That is all. Not go away. Not I shouldn't feel this. Just I see you. This acknowledgement creates distance between you and the emotion. Over time, that distance becomes stability. You begin to realize, I have emotions, but I am not controlled by them. I experience feelings, but they do not own me. I can feel deeply without losing myself. This is the foundation of emotional mastery. Not control through resistance, but freedom through awareness. Lesson 2. Pause before you react. The space between feeling and action is power. One of the greatest causes of emotional regret is not the emotion itself, but the action that follows it too quickly. A sharp word spoken in anger, a decision made in fear, a relationship damaged by a moment of emotional overwhelm. Buddhism teaches that suffering often arises not from what we feel, but from how we respond to what we feel. Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space lies your freedom. Most people live as if emotions demand immediate action. Anger says attack. Fear says escape. Sadness says withdraw. But these are impulses, not instructions. When you react instantly, emotions rule you. When you pause, you regain authority. The Buddha emphasized the importance of right action and right speech, actions that come from clarity rather than impulse. Emotional mastery begins when you slow down the moment between feeling and doing. This does not require long meditation or spiritual isolation. It requires one simple habit: pause, breathe, then choose. When an emotion surges, do not ask, "How do I get rid of this feeling?" Ask instead, "What happens if I wait?" Waiting even 5 seconds can change everything. Take one slow breath in through the nose. Exhale gently through the mouth. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your body in the present moment. This pause interrupts the emotional reflex. It tells your nervous system that you are safe, that you do not need to react to survive. In Buddhism, this is called wise restraint, not suppression, but patience. You are not denying your emotion. You are refusing to let it make decisions for you. Over time, you will notice something powerful. Emotions peak and fall faster when they are not acted upon immediately. Anger that might have lasted hours softens in minutes. Anxiety that demanded escape quiets when you stay present. Sadness that felt unbearable becomes manageable when you sit with it. This is because emotions feed on reaction. When you stop feeding them impulsive action, they lose momentum. Here is a practical Buddhist reflection to use in emotional moments. If I act from this emotion right now, will it bring peace or more suffering? Ask this gently, without judgment. If the answer is more suffering, then waiting is wisdom. Pausing does not mean you never act. It means you act later, from a steadier place. You might still speak your truth, but with calm instead of heat. You might still set boundaries, but without cruelty. You might still walk away, but without regret. Emotional mastery is not about becoming passive. It is about becoming precise. You learn that not every emotion deserves an immediate response. Some deserve silence. Some deserve rest. Some deserve compassion. The more you practice pausing, the more you realize, I am not powerless in my emotional life. I have choice, I have space, I have time, and that space is where inner control is born. Lesson 3. Understand your emotional triggers, the hidden roots of inner storms. If you wish to master your emotions, you must first understand what awakens them. Often, emotions feel spontaneous, as if they come from nowhere. A comment irritates you. A memory makes you sad. A small uncertainty creates anxiety. But Buddhism teaches that nothing arises without causes and conditions. Every emotional wave has roots beneath the surface. These roots are called mental formations, habits of perception shaped by past experiences, beliefs, and memories. When you are triggered, you are not only reacting to the present moment, you are responding to years of conditioning, expectations, wounds, and learned patterns. This is not a flaw, it is a map. To gain inner control, you must become curious rather than judgmental. Instead of saying, "Why am I like this?" try asking, "What is this emotion trying to show me?" Imagine your mind as a garden. Some emotions are flowers, others are weeds, but all of them grow from seeds planted long ago. When anger arises, ask gently, what belief was challenged? What fear was touched? What expectation was unmet? When sadness appears, ask, what loss am I grieving? What meaning did this memory carry? What part of me feels unseen? When anxiety arrives, ask, what future am I imagining? What uncertainty am I resisting? What control am I trying to hold? This inquiry is not analysis for the sake of overthinking. It is mindful investigation, a Buddhist practice called vipassana or insight. By observing emotional triggers, you move from being inside the storm to standing on the shore, watching the waves. You may notice patterns. Certain people always trigger you. Certain topics always make your heart race. Certain memories always return at quiet moments. These patterns are not enemies. They are teachers. They show you where healing is needed, where attachment lives, where expectations tighten around your heart. Buddhism teaches that suffering often comes from craving and aversion. Craving says, "I must have this." Aversion says, "This must not happen." When reality does not follow these demands, emotions surge. If you crave approval, criticism hurts deeply. If you crave certainty, change feels terrifying. If you crave control, unpredictability creates anger. Understanding this does not remove emotion instantly, but it gives you power. You realize, my emotion is not random. It is connected to something deeper. Here is a gentle practice for uncovering emotional roots. When you feel a strong emotion, pause and ask, what am I attached to in this moment? What am I resisting? Do not search for perfect answers. Let the question soften your reaction. You may discover, I am attached to being right. I am resisting feeling vulnerable. I am attached to a certain image of myself. I am resisting change. These realizations are not reasons for shame. They are doorways to freedom. When you see your triggers clearly, you can choose how much power they have over you. You may still feel anger, but you understand it. You may still feel sadness, but you recognize its origin. You may still feel fear, but you know it is linked to uncertainty, not danger. This understanding transforms emotional chaos into emotional intelligence. The Buddha did not teach people to destroy emotions. He taught them to see clearly. Clarity dissolves confusion. Understanding dissolves fear. Awareness dissolves suffering. As you learn your triggers, you begin to respond with compassion rather than punishment. You stop thinking, "I shouldn't feel this," and start thinking, "This is a part of my human experience." And slowly, gently, emotional storms become less frightening. They become signals, guides, invitations to deeper self-knowledge. Lesson 4. Calm the body to calm the mind. Emotional control begins in the nervous system. Most people try to control emotions through thought alone. They try to think their way into calmness. They try to reason with anxiety. They try to logic their way out of fear. They try to suppress anger with willpower. But Buddhism teaches something deeply important. The mind and body are not separate. Your emotions live in your nervous system. They live in your breath. They live in your muscles. They live in your posture. They live in your body. You cannot calm the mind without calming the body. When emotions rise, your body goes into survival mode. The breath becomes shallow. The muscles tighten. The heart rate increases. The nervous system shifts into fight, flight, or freeze. If the body feels unsafe, the mind cannot feel calm. This is why emotional mastery begins with the body. The Buddha taught awareness of the body as a foundation of mindfulness, not as fitness, but as regulation. Here is a truth most people overlook. A calm body creates a calm mind. A tense body creates a tense mind. When you feel overwhelmed, the first question is not, "What am I thinking?" It is, "What is my body doing?" Are your shoulders tight? Is your jaw clenched? Is your breath shallow? Is your chest heavy? These are signals, not problems. Start with the breath. Slow breathing tells the nervous system, "I am safe." Fast breathing tells the nervous system, "I am in danger." When emotions rise, return to slow breathing. Inhale gently through the nose for 4 seconds. Pause for 2. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Longer exhale equals calming signal to the body. This is not spiritual theory. It is biology. The nervous system responds to rhythm and safety cues. Another Buddhist practice is grounding. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your weight in the chair. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. This brings the mind back into the body and the body back into the present. Emotions grow stronger when the mind leaves the present moment. They weaken when awareness returns to the body. You are not trying to force calm. You are creating conditions for calm. Movement also matters. Gentle walking, stretching, slow movements, mindful posture. Stillness is not the only form of peace. Sometimes calm comes through motion. Buddhism teaches the middle way, balance, not extremes, not rigidity, not chaos, but regulation. The body must feel safe before the mind can feel peaceful. Here is a simple emotional regulation practice. When overwhelmed, do not analyze, do not judge, do not suppress. Instead, breathe, feel, ground, soften. Let the nervous system settle first. Clarity follows calm, not the other way around. Over time, you will notice emotions pass faster. Reactivity decreases, stability increases, resilience grows. You become less fragile internally, less reactive externally, more grounded emotionally. This is not emotional numbness. This is emotional stability. You still feel, but you are not overwhelmed by feeling. You still care, but you are not controlled by caring. You still experience life deeply, but you experience it steadily. This is Buddhist inner control, not emotional suppression, not emotional indulgence, but emotional regulation. Calm body, clear mind, steady heart. Lesson 5. Detachment without coldness. Letting go without becoming numb. When people hear the word detachment, they often misunderstand it. They imagine becoming distant, emotionally numb, uncaring, as if mastering emotions means shutting down the heart. But Buddhism teaches something far more subtle and humane. Detachment is not the absence of feeling, it is the absence of clinging. You are not asked to stop loving, you are asked to stop gripping. Clinging is what turns emotion into suffering. It is the tightening around experiences, people, outcomes, and identities. It is the voice inside that says, "This must stay," or "This must not change." And when life inevitably moves, that grip becomes pain. True emotional mastery comes from learning how to hold life gently. Think of holding sand in your hand. If you squeeze tightly, it slips through your fingers. If you open your palm, it rests there naturally. Detachment is the open palm. Buddhism teaches non-attachment, the ability to engage fully with life without trying to own it. You feel deeply, but you do not demand permanence. You care, but you do not collapse when things shift. This is especially important for emotional balance. Many emotional storms come from attachment disguised as love, concern, or responsibility. You may be attached to how someone treats you, attached to being understood, attached to outcomes, attached to the image of who you think you should be. When reality does not match these attachments, emotions surge. Anger arises when expectations are violated. Anxiety grows when outcomes feel uncertain. Sadness deepens when we cling to what has already changed. Detachment begins by noticing where you are tightening. Ask yourself gently, what am I holding on to too tightly right now? What outcome am I insisting on? What version of the past or future am I gripping? This is not about blame, it is about honesty. Detachment does not mean you stop caring if someone leaves, disappoints you, or changes. It means you stop defining your peace by their behavior. You allow people to be who they are, rather than who you need them to be for your emotional stability. This is one of the hardest lessons and one of the most freeing. The Buddha taught that attachment leads to suffering because it places your inner state in the hands of things you cannot control. Detachment returns that power to you. You begin to say, "I care, but I release the outcome. I love, but I do not possess. I try, but I accept whatever comes. This attitude softens emotional reactions. When something goes wrong, you feel disappointment, but it does not shatter you. When someone hurts you, you feel pain, but you do not drown in resentment. Detachment creates emotional resilience. One way to practice this is through mindful allowance. When an emotion arises, instead of pushing it away or feeding it with stories, allow it to exist without demanding anything from it. Say silently, "This emotion is here. It does not need to stay. It does not need to leave." This simple allowance removes resistance, and resistance is what intensifies emotion. Another practice is releasing ownership of outcomes. Before an emotionally charged situation, remind yourself, "I will show up with sincerity. I release the result." Whether it is a conversation, a decision, or an uncertain future, this mindset loosens emotional tension. You are no longer bargaining with life. Detachment also means letting go of the need to be understood by everyone. Many emotional struggles come from trying to control how others see you. Buddhism teaches that peace does not come from external validation, but from inner alignment. When you stop trying to manage other people's perceptions, emotions lose their grip. You begin to experience a quiet confidence. "I know who I am. I act with integrity. That is enough." Detachment is not withdrawal, it is clarity. You remain warm, you remain present, you remain engaged, but you are no longer emotionally hostage. The Buddha compared attachment to carrying a heavy burden. Detachment is not throwing life away, it is setting the burden down. And in that lightness, something beautiful happens. You feel more, not less. Without clinging, emotions move freely. Joy becomes purer, sadness becomes softer, love becomes spacious instead of anxious. You discover that numbness is not the result of detachment. It is the result of fear. Fear of loss, fear of pain, fear of disappointment. True detachment removes fear by removing false control. You trust life to unfold. You trust yourself to respond. You trust that you can feel deeply without being destroyed. This is emotional mastery, not a closed heart, but an open one that knows when to let go. When you practice detachment with compassion, you no longer live in emotional extremes. You live in balance, and balance is where peace resides. Lesson 6. Build daily emotional discipline. Train the mind gently every day. Emotional mastery is not a single realization. It is not achieved by one insight, one meditation, or one calm moment. It is built slowly through daily practice. In Buddhism, the mind is compared to a muscle. What you repeatedly train becomes stronger. What you neglect becomes unstable. If emotions often feel overwhelming, it is not because you are weak. It is because the mind has not been trained in steadiness. This lesson is about emotional discipline, not harsh control, not rigid suppression, but gentle, consistent training that reshapes how you relate to emotions over time. The Buddha taught that freedom comes from right effort, effort that is balanced, patient, and kind. Emotional discipline begins when you stop expecting immediate results and start honoring small, daily shifts. One of the most powerful Buddhist practices for emotional control is consistency. A short daily practice done regularly is far more effective than long, irregular efforts. This could be 5 minutes of mindful breathing in the morning, a brief body scan before sleep, a moment of pause before reacting, a daily reflection on your emotional state. These small practices slowly rewire the mind. Think of emotional discipline as learning a new language. At first, emotions speak loudly and you understand little. With practice, you begin to recognize their patterns, tones, and intentions. You no longer panic when emotions arise. You listen. Another key aspect of emotional discipline is intention. Each morning, set a quiet intention for how you wish to relate to your emotions that day. Not a demand, an intention. You might say, "Today I will notice before I react. Today I will be gentle with myself when emotions arise. Today I will return to the breath when I feel overwhelmed." This intention acts like an inner compass. When emotions surge, part of you remembers the direction you chose. Buddhism teaches that awareness grows through repetition. Each time you notice an emotion without reacting, even for a second, you strengthen your inner stability. Do not underestimate these moments. A single pause can prevent a lifetime of regret. Another practice is daily emotional review, not judgment, but reflection. At the end of the day, ask yourself quietly, what emotions showed up today? When did I react skillfully? When did I lose balance? What can I learn without blaming myself? This reflection turns daily life into a teacher. You stop seeing emotional struggles as failures and start seeing them as lessons. Over time, you notice progress. Reactions become slower. Emotions feel less overwhelming. Recovery happens faster. This is emotional strength. Buddhism also emphasizes compassion as a foundation of discipline. Without compassion, discipline becomes punishment. With compassion, it becomes growth. When you lose control, and you will, do not attack yourself. Self-criticism strengthens emotional instability. Instead, practice compassionate correction. Say, "I reacted. I see it. I will try again." This attitude keeps the heart open while the mind learns. Another powerful tool is simplifying emotional input. The modern world constantly overstimulates emotions. News, social media, comparisons, conflict, urgency. Emotional discipline requires discernment. Ask yourself, what emotional noise can I reduce? What drains my emotional energy unnecessarily? Choosing quieter environments, gentler conversations, and intentional consumption supports emotional balance. The Buddha taught moderation, not excess, not deprivation. You protect your emotional space not because the world is bad, but because your mind deserves care. Over time, emotional discipline creates inner leadership. Instead of emotions pulling you in all directions, you become the one who listens, decides, and responds. You still feel anger, but it no longer controls your speech. You still feel fear, but it no longer decides your future. You still feel sadness, but it no longer defines your worth. You gain trust in yourself. You know that whatever arises, you can meet it with awareness. That is inner control, not dominance over emotions, but partnership with them. This is the quiet strength Buddhism points toward. Not dramatic, not rigid, but deeply rooted. And once rooted, it cannot be shaken easily. Emotional mastery is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to yourself, steady, aware, and kind. You are not broken for feeling deeply. You are learning how to hold your emotions without letting them rule your life. If these lessons brought you calm, clarity, or understanding, let them walk with you beyond this moment. Practice gently. Return often. Growth happens quietly. If you'd like more teachings that support emotional balance, mindfulness, and inner peace, consider subscribing to Mindfulness. Your presence here helps us share calm and wisdom with others around the world. Thank you for listening. May you meet your emotions with awareness. May you respond with wisdom. May you live with peace.